Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Frenzy, the show the players watch. I'm Sam Ali, and we've reached the end of the high school football regular season. There are some teams who have already clinched a playoff berth, and there are some who need to get a win tonight. In our game of the week, Negaunee was one of those desperate teams as they traveled to Westwood to take on the Patriots. Miners forced into a fourth down early on, but they decided to take a shot anyway. Jason Waterman to Drew Duchesne. Touchdown Miners. Extra point no good, so they're up 6-0 after 1 quarter of play. Second quarter, and the Patriots at the 10-yard line. The snap is bobbled. Westwood loses the ball as Duchesne will be the one who falls on it, and Negaunee gets the ball back. But they can't capitalize, so they punt the ball away. Jacob Ennett sends this one back to the Patriots, and the punt return is muffed. Bodies everywhere trying to get the ball, and Westwood avoids a disaster as they cover it up. Then a few plays later, Nathan Beckman goes inside, then bounces it to the outside, makes a break for the far sideline, and he will score. A 37-yard touchdown for Beckman. Two-pointer is good as the Patriots lead 8-6. But the Miners, they would keep fighting as they go back to the air. This time Waterman finds Keegan Irva for the Miners. Touchdown. It was 14-6 at the half for Negaunee, but the Patriots defense would pitch a shutout in the second half as Westwood wins it 30-14. They finished the regular season 8-1, their best record in school history. We go to the scoreboards as Calumet gets the win over Gladstone 20-14. Braves finish their season 7-2, and the Copper Kings clinch a playoff berth with a 6-3 record. Let's go to Stang Nation now. Munising hosted Bark River Harris. First quarter, Broncos hand the ball off to Logan Heim, and he outruns everyone to the house, including the camera guy. A touchdown for BRH as Heim would finish the night with 183 yards and 2 TDs. Mustangs would respond. Pitch outside goes to Mason Scheiding, who finds the pylon, and he will score. Munising would add 2 points to take the lead, but the Broncos would score the go-ahead TD in the fourth as they hang on to win it 22-14. We go now inside the yellow walls at Iron Mountain as they face Norway. First quarter, Knights get the ball to Mitchell LaGrave, who will make a mad dash to the end zone, and he will score. Extra point was good as Norway took the early 7-0 lead, and they would make the scoreboard operator work tonight. The Jets sweep to the far side goes to Micah Wilson, and he will cross the plane into the end zone, and Norway ends their season on a high note as they win it 43-7. More scores in the 64th Copper Bowl. It was Hancock over Houghton, 21-0. Projections say the Bulldogs might have to travel to Gladstone in the first round of the playoffs. West Iron County gets a nice win over Lawrence, 35-14. The Wycons will most likely be home in the district semifinals. We head to Flivver Field as the stands were packed to the gills to see Kingsford take on Escanaba. First quarter, Flivvers strike first. Sawyer Perpich rolls to his right, finds Chase Kresge, who reaches out and breaks the plane for the touchdown. Extra point is good, and it's a 7-0 lead for Kingsford. A little later, Eskimos respond. Logan Carroll gets the handoff, and nobody is going to catch him. Touchdown Escanaba as they tie this game at 7-7. Both teams bringing their best to this one. Let's jump over to the second quarter. Same score. Eski near the goal line, and Carroll says, "Feed me more." His second trip to the end zone makes it 14-0 Eskimos, and they were looking pretty good at that point. But then the Flivvers showed why they are the true class of UP football. Perpich rolling again, and he finds his main man, Luke Tyrion, for the leaping touchdown grab. Kingsford would add one more TD, and that was enough as they knock off Escanaba 21-14. The Flivvers are the 2017 GNC champs. We go now to Marquette, where the Redmen hosted Menominee. Well, let's start in the first quarter. Marquette up 3-0. Handoff goes to Ethan Molesky, and they can't bring him down. He could go all the way. Touchdown Maroons, who take the lead 6-3. And then a little later, Brendan Caskey guns a pass to Adam Jenshak, who slips a tackle, and he could go. He's going to find the end zone eventually on this long catch and run from Jenshak. And the Redmen retake the lead 10-3. After a failed fourth down conversion for the Maroons, Marquette had a chance to increase their lead, and Caskey fires a bullet to Ethan Mardish. He finds the end zone, and it's now 17-3 Redmen. Next drive, Molesky, though, fires a deep pass. Brendan Harris picking it out of the air for the TD, and the Maroons, they come back to win this one 34-17. Menominee back in the playoffs for the 22nd straight year. Let's get a quick score from below the bridge as Gaylord gets the win over Sault Ste. Marie 28-6. The Blue Devils will finish the year 2-7, missing the playoffs for the second straight time. We go to Powers now for A-man football. North Central facing Stevenson. First quarter, Trevor Topper drops back, and he's going to air this one out deep to Montel Glover, who makes the fingertip grab for the touchdown to make it 7-0 Eagles. A little later, Jets offense stalls, and they have to punt it away. Glover, he's going to field this one at his own 40-yard line, and just watch this guy move. He makes several players miss, one after another, tiptoeing down the sideline, and Glover will find the end zone as well. Stevenson goes up 14-0, and they would keep pouring it on with who else? Glover. Third touchdown of the half. Eagles led 20-6 going into the third. And then the defending 8-man state champs erupted with 26 unanswered points as the Jets shocked the Eagles 32-20. One other 8-player football score to report, and it's Forest Park more than doubling up North Dickinson 64-24. Matt Revord was a monster for the Trojans with over 300 yards rushing and 3 TDs. The Nordics go 1-8 in their first year of 8-player football. We have reached halftime on this edition of Friday Night Frenzy. Still to come, we have college hockey highlights from the Copper Country as Michigan Tech held their home opener against Alabama Huntsville. We'll have that next after the break. Welcome back. The Michigan Tech hockey team, we're back at home tonight looking to unplug the Chargers of Alabama Huntsville. Less than 2 minutes into the game, and the Huskies strike Dane Burks with a power play goal. The game was tied at 1 after 1 period. Midway through the second, Mitch Rinke buys his time, and he snipes this goal right past Jordan Uleski. Take another look. Zip, as it goes in. MTU goes up 2-1. A few minutes later, Huskies, they would go on the power play. They work the puck around as Rinke fires. Shot no good, but Joe Lesperance is there to clean things up. Tech goes up 3-1, but the Chargers score 3 straight goals to take a 4-3 lead in the third. But don't count out the Huskies. Mark Auk to Justin Miziak for the wide-open power play goal. This game is back to being tied at 4. Then at the 14.5-minute mark, Jake Lucchini shows he has a flair for the dramatic. Lucchini scores the go-ahead goal, and Michigan Tech hangs on for the win 5-4. More hockey scores, and it was a stunner down in Green Bay as Northern Michigan knocks off 6th-ranked Wisconsin 5-4 in overtime. Denver Pierce scoring the game winner for NMU. In GLIAC football, the Lady Wildcats get their 3rd conference sweep as they top Purdue Northwest 3-0. Michigan Tech did the same to Davenport as they turned back the Panthers 3-0. In women's soccer, Northern Michigan holds on for the home win over Ferris State 2-1. MTU loses a tough one to Grand Valley State 2-0. And on the men's side, the Wildcats get goals from Kevin Hoof, Sam Pop, and Caleb Olpen, but they settle for the 3-3 tie against Ashland. That'll do it for me on this edition of Friday Night Frenzy. Don't forget, college football tomorrow right here on ABC 10 at 3:30. It's Michigan State taking on Indiana. And at 7:30, Michigan faces off against the Nittany Lions of Penn State. Northern Michigan will be at home tomorrow against Saginaw Valley State, while Michigan Tech hosts Wayne State. Also, follow me on Twitter and Facebook on Sunday night as the MHSAA announces the matchups for the high school football playoffs. Best of luck to all the teams who hope they can get in. All right, I'm heading out. Jimmy Kimmel's next year on ABC 10. From all of us here at the station, have a great night and a great weekend.